I love tech. From tablets and monitors to having extra battery packs and whole bags of camera gear I don't even use. It's become a problem, and that's something a lot of people struggle with. So, what do we actually need? My name is Jacob. Let's get into today's video. Okay, so a lot of people have a lot of tech they don't need, from monitors and USB hubs and Thunderbolt docks and tablets and old tech and everything. People have so much tech that they don't use. And for me, growing up, that was a problem I saw a lot of the time in my own home. My dad was a computer engineer and programmer, and so it always seemed like there was stuff piling up he would bring home from work. I would go to his offices, and there would be just piles of stuff sitting around they weren't using because it had become obsolete. Now, obsolete for them and for their line of work. That doesn't mean it's obsolete for the rest of the world, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. Today, I want to talk about a form of minimalism. While yes, it might be nice to have an iPad and a MacBook Pro to hook up to a monitor like I have, and then another MacBook to carry around with you, and then, oh, I don't want to read on one of those because it's bad for my eyes, so let me get a Kindle, but I like the size of this is a little big, let me get a smaller Kindle, better. And here's my old iPad, and oh my gosh, heaven forbid if I have another computer, wherever my other computer went. You get the point. We collect old tech, and it sits around for years. And when we finally get around to it, we give it to a tech recycling place, and they recycle it. Now, recycling isn't bad, but what if we could put this tech to a better use? Now, I'm not saying keep the tech. I'm saying put it to a better use. Not in your home. Now, while this may seem like a lot of work and a lot of stress, and what if then I decide I want it later, I get it. I've been there. But do you really need it? And that's the question you're going to have to answer. But in today's video, I'm going to be going through my entire tech setup. I'm going to move the camera over where we can get a side view, and I'm going to go over everything I have and break it down into its most simple form. Now, I'm not promoting minimalism. I'm promoting a type of minimalism. I'm not saying you only need one mug, one plate, one fork, one spoon, one knife, one computer, one cable, and one, camera lens, and one watch, and one everything. Rather, I'm saying what you're not using, you don't need. Let's get into the rest of the video. Okay, when I say I like tech, don't get me wrong, I do. And I don't think there's anything wrong in having tech. Heck, I remember when my family got our first bigger TV, as opposed to having one of those little square ones. I remember when we got our first LCD TV. It was big. It was 36 inches. It was a big TV. I remember that thing was thick and loud. And I love having tech now, but it becomes to a point where it starts to pile up, and we're gonna start looking at the stuff I have, and if I really need it or use it. So right off the bat, we have a lot of stuff here. I think the first one, let me put this back up here, is tablets. Now, I use this tablet to take notes on during classes as I am enrolled in college. I find it amazing, it's helpful, I can just scroll my notes down and it saves them, also saving paper. We're gonna keep that. The rest of these are obsolete. I have a Kindle that has a couple books on it that I haven't read in years. Battery level low, I need to charge it anyway. And it's like, I'm not using it. Now, I'll probably keep it just for like traveling and stuff. So we'll put that one over the keep pile too. These two, no. This is the original iPad Air from 2013, I think it was. This thing's ancient. It doesn't hold a charge. I have no reason to have it or use it. And here we have a Kindle Fire. Don't use that either. Why? Well, it's one of those things, you either use something or something replaces it. And that's what's happened with these two. I have a new iPad Air, and I don't have a use for this tablet. So these two are going to go in the get rid of file. Now, camera gear is hard for me because I love having camera gear, but it also gets to a point where you're not using every single thing every time. And that's not bad, but if you're not using it, do you really need it? So, in this camera bag, I have a phone battery case. I talked about this in my last video. This one wirelessly charges the phone. I don't think it's the best solution because that heats up your phone battery and all that, so that goes in the garage. And while it's nice to have every single adapter GoPro's ever made, do I need them all? The answer is no. Now, this is probably a whole other thing on its own, so I will come back to it, but it's going to stay in the keep pile for now. In fact, it's just going to go back in this bag because all my camera stuff is going in the keep pile that I actually use on a day-to-day basis. Now then, the next one. When we were back talking about tech, I mentioned having old computers, old laptops, old tablets. This is my MacBook Pro Air that I got. This is my original first computer I ever had. And it's great. It's small, it's lightweight, it's portable, and it fits in my backpack and doesn't weigh my bag down with all my other educational endeavors, curriculum, etc. But do I really need it? Do I need two computers? And the answer is no. So that goes in the pile of tech. It's not going to stay around forever. As you can see, this pile's growing. Battery packs. I love a good battery pack. They're amazing. They're lifesavers. But there's good battery packs and there's bad battery packs. And for this, I'm going to zoom in. There's good battery packs and there's bad battery packs. This one is made by, wait for it, Mophie, one of the leaders in portable battery technology. This one is made by some random company that no longer exists off Amazon. 40 bucks, 20 bucks, 20,000, 14.5. That was the milliamp hour cell capacity. This one can charge a computer at 18 watts or a phone at 18 watts and has 2 plugs. This one has 4 plugs, only 2 work because they broke. Now, this one also has a flashlight, this one does not. Now, why am I going through these details? It's because what do you need versus what do you have? And for me, this one does the trick. This one, which is busted, only one port works some of the time, and it's just an overall pain in the rear to use. I never use. I use this one all the time. This one, it's going in the get rid of pile. This one is staying. Dongles, because Apple seems to love to do this to us. Since Apple has gotten rid of the SD card slot on their old computers, because I don't have one of the new ones, I do need this, and I need these as well, sadly, so those are staying. Okay, so we're back to the physical desk setup. So let's talk desk. First of all, here's the pile of tech we're getting rid of so far. It's growing, which is good. Now, currently my desk setup is a MacBook Pro 16-inch from 2019 running to a monitor, and then I have a keyboard, Apple keyboard and Apple mouse that I use. But do I really need to have the monitor? It's at an awkward angle, which I don't like. So do I really need to be using it? I think the answer is no, because it complicates it. Let me explain what I mean. Okay, so this is a great computer, and having the monitor is a great idea, but it's hard actually implementing it, especially as a college, as in for me in college. Because I can sit here and just type on a computer here, or I type here, but I like to look at the keyboard to an extent because I'm not the most proficient typer. And so me looking here is going to be a lot easier than me to do it with one of these, without minimizing your usage. Now, the monitor would be ideal, but I can't have it in front of me. So the monitor has to go. So, that just got rid of that. The amount of tech we just removed just went from inconsequential, like a tablet or a computer, to monumental. We have a computer, 2 tablets, a phone case, a rechargeable battery, a webcam, a mouse, a keyboard, and a full-on monitor. Now, these were all things I wasn't even using. So why did I have them? Well, I think this is something a lot of people struggle with when they're thinking about getting rid of tech. And that is, I might use it in the future. But will you? Probably not. I have a whole box of cables in there I thought I might use. Real quick. This is my box of I thought I might use later. This box is nothing but stuff I thought I might use in the future. And just stuff that's been replaced. I have an old webcam, cables, and the whole nightmare of other things. I'm not telling you to get rid of everything. I'm asking you to look at your current setup and ask yourself, am I really using this to its fullest potential? And maybe you are, but maybe you're not. And if you're not, maybe it's time you reevaluate what tech you're using versus what tech you're not using. And get rid of the stuff you're not using anymore. Because just like that, this box has been filled up with tech I'm no longer using. And just like that, that's the end of this video. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I'm not telling you to be minimalist or anything like that. I'm just asking you to evaluate your tech life. What are you using versus what aren't you using? There are a lot of people in the world who would love to have any of the tech you're not using, be it a tablet, a computer, a monitor, a light, anything, because they can't afford it and they need something like that. So consider looking into one of those places. I'll see if I can find some link below. And if not, maybe you should check with your friends. Not everyone has the money to have the tech you have. With that being said, thanks for watching. Be sure to follow, like, subscribe. Links are below, where you can find a lot of the tech I use. And I'll see you guys in the next video. With that being said, take it easy, fam. Peace.